Awesome. We're jumping into the second map of the day. We did see United States take over the last game in a dominating fashion. What do you think we're gonna have to see from the United Kingdom here for them to really pull it back from it seems like almost like a kind of stomp that's going on right now?
Well, what was happening with the United States is they were using this aggression to overwhelm the UK. So I think the UK have just got to be kind of smart with their targeting, especially in Lighthouse. We saw Hydration come out and he was uncontested. And you kind of got to know who is the risk on the USA, evaluate that, know how to target them. I think the synergy between the tank and the support line in the UK is better than the US is right now because they're supporting each other really well. You're getting great peeling, but you're also getting the supports. For example, Boombox always knowing when to pull out the Transcendence to specifically protect fusions or smeks, particularly fusions. I think it seemed a little bit more. So I think if they can target really well, then I think this will go a lot more in the UK's favor because there are flaws in how the United States are playing and they just need to know how to exploit them.
For sure. How do you think the Torbjorn's gonna affect this map?
I don't think there will be a Torbjorn. You do.
How are we thinking on that?
I'm not sure that replacing a diva, aka like the most integral part of any comp, with a Torbjorn is the best idea, especially on an attack hybrid map. But they are coming out now in space, of course, sitting on the Mondata statue to do some scouting there.
We do. We see quite an aggressive push there from United Kingdom, going into the hotel room to get the pick on the backlines there, seeing if there's anything to kind of see if there is any picks available really. But we see Muma and we see the rest of it knowing exactly where they're going to be coming from. Muma going to get on the backline there because they know when they come out the supports are going to be at the backline as well. But we see Diva as well. Specs on the backline. Being pushed away really into the back. They wanted to get on that point, but knew that if they take this fight, it probably isn't the best. Trying to take that high ground now, but again, you have the Monkey and the Diva to jump straight back onto the high ground with them, and they just keep going higher and higher. I don't know when they're going to stop, but it looks like this is probably the end destination, and dropping soon is going to be on the list. We see Smeks go down, Fusion's going straight down with the Muma being the first one to die at this point. We hit a 5v6, and we're going to see how this really goes out right now. Oh, we did see both Sombras going down there. Unfortunate.
Big rip. Doing a rotation like that, I think, was really smart from the UK because as they came onto the point, they saw that there were members of Team US at various different points on the map. We had Moth up in this window, we had Muma down on the point, and there were people at various points. And so doing a rotation like that meant that the US had to move around and all kind of convene together to avoid the UK, and that meant that when they did drop down, and even then I don't think they intended to drop down there because Smeks got a hack by Hydration, but when they did all drop down together, it meant that the US were all in the same place in front of them and they had a much better view on what to do. Fusions could protect a lot better with his shield.
For sure. We do see a bomb coming out there, not catching anyone. Reinhardt taking down Kib, their Transcendence coming out, trying to keep the team alive, and you see the Lucio wall coming out as well. Fusion's going down super low, and unfortunately his enemy Reinhardt takes him down. But yeah, again, United States have pushed them back. They've said, no, this is not happening. They've used their ults effectively. They took the right picks in United Kingdom, just unfortunately not the fight for them.
Yeah, I think if Raucus hadn't brought out that Transcendence, then that would have been a lot better for the UK because they would have been able to capitalize way better on the Earth Shadow that happened. But because they're so close to the UK spawn, they didn't need to worry all that much about it. Yes, they've already capped the point. They have over 4 minutes left to go. They don't need to worry too hard. So have a reset, go back, reconvene. Kib's fallen off the side here, so that's not great for them.
We do see 2 of the UK players going down. That's just unfortunate though. Meaning the rest of the team is going to have to sit back now and wait for them to respawn, wasting more time kind of at this point.
Yeah, I think as this fight is going to take place so close to this choke point, this will be a really good opportunity for Mikey A to use the Graviton that is about to come online, hold all of the US together, and then they can eat through them and hopefully get...
Yeah, we do see the enemy Graviton coming out and absolutely just tearing through the United Kingdom. We wanted to see the Mikey A's Graviton come through, but Sinatra's just clipped him to it and, pushing the United Kingdom back. Just at the moment, I feel like they're just wasting a lot of time. A lot of the lead that the United Kingdom had is just being kind of diffused right now by the kind of well-prepared spawn cam that's going on here.
Well, the US are being well prepared, but the thing is the UK want to make sure they have the right abilities, cooldowns, and ultimates online so that they can make the push they want to do. And there's no point in going in really aggressive and feeding ult charge when they know they're not going to win the fight yet.
Yeah, we do see the whole, like, 3 members of the United Kingdom, 4 going down. United States have so many ultimates available that they were able just to use the Shattered there to, again, push them back, waste more of the time. Hopefully we get to see some of the United Kingdom ults coming up. We do have Mikey A's available, Cruz is coming up. We have the Transcendence to hope push to that first initial point that they keep failing on. But yeah, so we're going to see them pushing up now towards the high ground, what they did before to cap the last point. It's almost like a recap of this point at this point. Trying to go from behind because going from the front just didn't really work this time. They do have ults available. Got to be careful of the Diva Graviton Surge. Getting a lot of people in that ultimate. Transcendence coming up from both teams. Diva Bomb coming out. Will it be there in time for their ult? But no, nobody does go down from that. Hammer down coming out from the Reinhardt on the United Kingdom says, and unfortunately all the ults are being popped, but it just seems like not too many people are going down. There is 2 picks on the United States from the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom looking to really capitalize on the first 2 picks that came out there, and now are able to finally push that payload further than the original point.
I like that Raucus received the bubble right at the end. Yeah, sort of the last man standing. Sinatra knew he was going down, and so maybe he could have gained a little bit of charge before dying. But what I liked about that rotation is it meant that if the UK got a pick, then a member of the US who was returning to the fight would have had to go through the entirety of Team UK in order to get back. Whereas it was very easy before then for the US, to get members of the UK down and it not really have that much of an effect on the overall fight. But imagine if a support had gone down and had to get through all of Team UK.
Exactly. We do see the Lucio coming out, and just United States, I'm not too sure exactly what happened there, but it just seemed like United States just ran through the United Kingdom. Bad positioning, I wasn't too sure. But yeah, United States are just pushing straight back up to the original point where they held the United Kingdom. Do you think they're going to be able to get back out of this? The same rotation or what's...
Well, it's going to be interesting because before the UK had the luxury of having over 4 minutes in their time bank, they no longer have that. In fact, they have under a minute. So they could maybe get 2 engages in if they know to reset, if they lose the first one. But it's possible that this could just be one last fight. I'd like to see them investing.
It does look like the ult came out there. Both Gravitons being put in, and again, both Transcendence. It seems like the same kind of things from both, but Smex is the only one to get a pick at this point. The second Diva Bomb coming out, nobody really dying from that, but we do see Hydration taking down Smex. Hammer Downs coming out across the board, but not catching too many people. We do see Cruz going down there, taking Bison, Sinatra, Bubbles coming out. Zarya trying to charge as much as possible, doing a lot of DPS, but they know if they go out right now, it's going to be outnumbered, and they've got to kind of stagger this and really try and push, but again, it's not looking too favorable for United Kingdom to cap this 3rd point.
Oh, it's looking so likely that Sinatra's going to be able to build his next Graviton, but we have had the Earth Shatter come out from Moom as he was able to come back.
And we do see the Graviton there, not really getting anybody, but the enemy Graviton, United Kingdom's last hope right now. Transcendence coming out, not really getting too many people, just getting the 2 picks that is really needed. Smex's mech has going down. Nerf this, only taking down nobody. Sorry, my bad. But we do see Cruz taking down, and this might be United Kingdom coming back and really actually capping this point. Again, I'll do what you know, I'll eat my words. United Kingdom have really shown that this isn't their time to go, and have...
I think the US choosing to end that fight there, I mean, I know a lot of them died involuntarily, but it means that because we're still in overtime, the US may be able to get back here before the UK are able to cap this last point here, and in order to start another fight, which we can see now.
Yeah, we do see Brigitte's ult coming down, just a singular Transcendence coming out. They do really want to stop this point. The second rally coming up from the United States, but it looks like they are making a stand. As you said, they were able to reconvene on the point and stop it before it hit that 3rd point. Both Gravitons coming out, and it looks like the United States will defend and not take the 3rd point.
Yeah, hydration there. I don't know if you saw over by the mini health pack where Boombox was kind of chilling out, having that a little bit more space, hovering around the health pack where he can get some health for himself, but also be able to provide healing for his team. He was getting really bullied, so that meant that the people left on the point, i.e. Mikey A and Smex. Smex was demexed so quickly, he didn't have access to that Harmony Orb, and when Mikey A ended up using his last Graviton, he was sort of left on his own to deal with it. He didn't have anybody else to help him get the kills that he required from it. So unfortunately the UK weren't able to take that point. The US were quite smart in their resetting because they knew that they would be able to get in that last fight. But we'll see what happens as the UK it comes to their chance to defend the point now. US looking like they'll come out on a Sombra Genji, which on a map like this that has a lot of high ground, you know, there's lots of opportunity for poke damage. So it could be that if Sinatra can build up this Dragon Blade really fast through poke damage, through taking one of these high grounds, making the United Kingdom kind of chase after him a little bit in order to keep him away, combined with Raucus's ability to give the nano blade, the nano boost, the UK could get eaten through fairly quickly. But we will have to see if they can hold their own, because right now it doesn't look like the United States are going to be running a Zarya. They don't necessarily have to worry about a Graviton Surge, which is something the United Kingdom could bring out themselves. So this will be kind of interesting to see how it goes. Looking like Mooma switching over onto the Winston there, which will give them these dive opportunities. And going against such a clumped together composition like this Reinhardt, classic Reinhardt goats that we see from the United Kingdom, could be a bit dangerous for the US.
Yeah, we do see United Kingdom being in that hotel, doing an aggressive push, taking out the backline instantly there. But we are seeing a point being capped already by United States. You don't want to push up too hard. Everybody moving back now. But that was a nice first pick. It stopped any kind of dive that they had planned to do. We do see Sinatra going down super low, but does manage to escape there and go back into spawn. But again, that was
smart. That was very smart from the UK. You could see that the US was setting up for the dive they wanted to do, but the UK just rushed back through the choke point to take out the supports as the rest of Team US had come through. They couldn't really do anything about it. They really weren't expecting it, and that meant they had to reset, because what do? Do they continue the fight without their supports? Do they wait for their supports to have to come back through Team UK to reach them? It was, they didn't really have much of a choice there.
Yeah, we do see Mooma going down, getting pinned, unfortunately, there, and Kib taking down Hydration. I think the United States maybe just trying to just test their luck kind of thing, see what's available, see how far they can push their limits in kind of like, not exactly carelessness, but the United Kingdom are definitely stepping up their game. They're playing it a lot smarter, as you said, for sure.
Yeah, the US are being very cocky. I mean, keeping your tanks that separate. Mooma got pinned into the little room there. Sinatra was left on his own.
But yeah, we do see the Graviton, as you said, coming out, which is something that the United States didn't have. Coalescence coming out, keeping everybody alive and doing that little bit of damage. We do see a second ult coming out from Azaya, and the ult coming out from Lucio as well, keeping everybody alive during what looked like it would be a massive ultimate coming out from Reinhardt there. Doesn't look like he's going to get too many people down, though. We do see Mooma going down Space, taking down Fusions. We've got that amazing Shatter off there, but Raucus does go down as well. Space is going to be demeched, and Rally coming out from Hydration. Not too many people around, though, for it to affect, and that's kind of unfortunate, but pushing the United States back. United Kingdom, 4 of them on fire. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the US are really struggling to get past this first tick here, and I think what happened in that fight was whatever the US brought out, the UK had an answer to. They brought out the Graviton. Well, then we had the sound barrier, and then the UK had their Earth Shatter ready to go. The US were constantly trying to play catch up with what the US were trying to play catch up with what the UK had for them.
Yeah, true. We do see the shot coming down, hitting nobody, and it looked like the Graviton was eaten, but the United Kingdom are pushing up so hard right now, taking down Moth and Mumo. Just turn them to go back home. This is not the time. But honestly, that was a really interesting kind of counter push there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate there for Mikey A getting his Graviton eaten, so we're gonna have to hope that Smex can do the same thing when Sinatra brings out his.
It doesn't look like that was the case. Coalescence, though, coming out, keeping everybody alive as much as he could. We only see Kib go down, but we do see Sinatra and Raucus going down. It looks like Smex's ult isn't really there to get anybody in particular. Fusion's being kept alive by their supports there, but United States are really struggling right now.
Yeah, I really like Smex's self-destruct there, because yeah, it didn't get anyone, but it separated the team out. What did Mooma do? He hid in a corner shielding himself, because who was he supposed to shield?
Exactly. Again, the second ult coming out from all the Reinhardt ults right now are not hitting too well. We do see Transcendence and the Sound Barrel keeping everybody alive. We do see a massive ultimate coming up from the United Kingdom there, managing to take down all of it looks like the United Kingdom, and that is it's like a team kill coming up from the United Kingdom, absolutely dominating this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And with only 15 seconds left to go, the UK have the power to be able to move forward here. I mean, what are the US going to do? They haven't come out on anyone particularly fast. Are they even going to reach the point in time?
I don't think so. We see Coalescence trying to push everybody back. We do see Space landing on top of that point there, being able to kind of get the last hopes alive, but he's getting absolutely mowed down there by the Zaya. We do see the ult coming out. It may look like anybody will go down. Absolutely not. Space does full on hydration on that point, just trying to keep the dream alive, really. But we do see the rest of the United States coming down, and it looks like the United Kingdom have found their answer to come back and win this map very nice and cleanly, it seems.
Trying to keep the dream alive, the American dream, and it's just not working out that much. When the founding fathers created the United States of America in 1776, they were like, we will beat the United Kingdom in the Overwatch World Cup 2018. And you know what? It doesn't look like it's going to work out for them. I just think the UK's ultimate economy was so much better in that game because everything the US tried, the UK were able to deal with. And that clutch graviton from Mikey A right at the end there was so great because while it got all of the US in, and that doesn't guarantee that you're going to win a game, but the UK were all in the perfect places. They all had exactly what they needed to actually deal with that, leaving the US with, 20 seconds to try and get back on the point. And it's not the UK's fault that the US didn't come out on like a wrecking ball and a tracer to even try and get the point quickly. And Boombox having the Coalescence at his disposal to fire into that choke point, not only keeping his own team healed, but also bringing down the health of the US while they're in this pressured, rushed environment to try and even get on the point. It was just, maybe not the American dream.
No, but I am glad to see the United Kingdom finally finding their answer, and hopefully on the next point we'll see a closer game this time rather than two, as it seems.
Let's have a cheeky look.
Oh my gosh.